So this is just an update of where I'm at with Tristan. Um, so regarding the school transport, I was contacted by Southend Council, and as I knew, they have suggested Tristan have travel training through the council. Um, so knowing that what the outcome will be, that the travel training will very likely come up that he will need the minibus for school, knowing that absolutely full well, knowing that Lancaster School already know that as well. I've had to say yes, let's go for it. So the person I spoke to from the council then forwarded me what I needed to complete, which was a PDF form. I did that straight away. But then found that actually it wasn't a PDF form I needed to complete, it was an online form. Made the application again online. And had to fill in all sorts of things about, if one was to take Tristan out, what the risks would be. I outlined as much as I could about him. I sent that straight away. So that will be the next step, that the council deems it that somebody unbiased needs to come and do some kind of assessment. But since I completed the form, what really came to me um, was that it actually feels so wrong, the fact he's being put through this, particularly because over the past year, he's been consistently going through mental torment. And, he's still hearing voices, still really affected by that. And it's absorbing everything about him. Even last night, he was so slow to eat his dinner. I'm talking hours, that I had to take the food away. This is someone that's really absorbed in something else right now. And so it just feels wrong. What is the point in conducting an assessment like that right now? So with this young man who's struggling. So that's what I've decided my next step will be, is that I'm going to actually call this centre and say to add this, that I actually feel that, ethically and morally, this is wrong. When you have a social worker, myself, the school, everybody around Tristan could say a very good assessment on the fact that he would find it very difficult travelling in other ways. So let's consider then, they say, oh no, Tristan shouldn't, travel on the minibus. He could get the bus every day to school. What if he was had to have a meltdown on that bus? He's so big now. If he was to get upset, he would scare people on that bus. Is it fair for the general public? What if he was walking in with myself or a carer, and he just doesn't want to go that day, or has a meltdown on the way there? All those things are so much more likely. Whereas with the transport, he has that, there's a pressure, even if he's not feeling it, even if he's saying he doesn't want to go, there's that pressure there by the presence of the bus that actually, he needs to get on and go. So that's where I am anyway with the transport. Yeah, like I say, it's the ethical side of it I really struggle with. But also the fact that it's taken, that, if you're a single parent, with children. They don't take the children that are not neurodiverse into account. So I also have two other sons, obviously, I always mention them, but my youngest is starting high school in September. And if it was me taking Tristan into school and back from school every day, that would mean then that I'm not around for my youngest or my middle son, who do have issues from time to time. What if one of them's sick? One of them fell off their bike one morning and I had to go and retrieve them. So if I was dealing with Tristan day on day, the impact of that, I wouldn't then be around for the two younger ones who do still need me. They do still need that presence and that consistency. And also with work, I am a single parent working full time. It would really affect my ability to be present on time, and preceding getting into work, very likely, well, I deal with a lot anyway in the mornings, but I would have very likely been dealing with a hell of a lot on occasion, and how that would then affect my ability to contribute at work. So it's all of that. And that's what I think the council doesn't see. There's this whole, it's not just the child that has the disability, it is the whole family. It is their independence, it's their confidence, and it's just the impact on sort of running a life. Yeah, so there's that's going on at the moment. The other aspect is that we've turned a fairly big corner with social services. So I've been put back to a social worker I originally had. And I think that's really largely because they're now recognising that where I've asked for medical tests for Tristan, and obviously none of those have worked out, and there's now this trail of failed appointments, they are coming around to agreement that what he would need is really to be, given some kind of sedation, be in a single appointment where professionals can carry out all of the tests, so namely the blood test and then ideally MRI or CAT scan, and really just get a good look at Tristan's health in a sort of more cohesive way than they've been doing. So rather than going about it in a sort of separated out way, just to get the whole lot done. So that's where we are. We're jumping the hurdles through summer as well. So what I'm doing is every week we are doing, one big thing that he really has wanted to do over summer. So we've done going to Spoons in Basildon, not Weatherspoons, it's this buffet restaurant. So we've done that one. And then he has done some drawing, but unfortunately became really, really, really sort of tormented by that because he couldn't stop drawing in a sketchbook. And I had to stop him at 1 o'clock in the morning because it felt like actually he wouldn't stop at all. And he became quite upset about that and really frustrated and angry. But what I did was I took photos of the drawings, posted those to Instagram, and I actually had to throw away the sketchbook, sadly. But anyway, that's the first week. And then this week, very likely, I'll be taking him up to London. That's another thing on his bucket list. And so it's really going to be keeping him, on track mentally again, whilst I work. Yeah, so that's it. That's where we are, really.